Hi,
Hi, I'm Kathy,
and I'm Maddie.
and we are Wheelchair Adventures. And today we have a special guest,
Hi, I'm Hank.
Hank, because he has been with us all of these adventures, right? Snorkeling adventures?
I have.
Yes. So he's going to help us remember everything that we should be telling you. A couple of weeks ago, we recorded a video of Maddie snorkeling around the world. And we had a couple questions from people about how do we get her in the water? It's great that she's snorkeling.
Yeah.
But how can someone in a wheelchair actually get in the water? So we are here to tell you how we do it. May not be perfect. You may find another way that's better, but this is how we do it. And you can start there if you don't have any idea and then build from there. And you may be snorkeling before you know it.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with there's two types of boats that we have snorkeled with. I think, and then we'll go on to the beach. But let's start with the first type of boat. This is the first boat that we ever snorkeled on. And it has, what do you call it, a ledge?
A ledge, yeah.
A ledge off the back of it. So it has...
Also called a swim deck.
Oh, is that what it's called? See, that's why I brought him along. A swim deck. So we're going to start there, but before we even start with getting off the boat, let's get on the boat. Okay, so we roll Maddie up to the side of the boat, and depending on the tide and where the boat is located, I will usually take her under the arms.
Yep.
And lift her up, and then someone will lift her feet, and we will put her on the edge of the boat, and then someone else, or we will, help her to get into the boat. Sometimes there's a seat there that she can sit on. Sometimes there isn't, and another person will come along and they will transfer her over to a bench. And it just depends on the boat that you're using. But like I said, it takes a couple people, and depending on the
boat,
you just kind of have to figure it out when you get there, depending on what kind of boat you're using. But generally, I just sit her on the edge of the boat from the dock, and then
someone basically just pulls my legs.
Well, we transfer her in one way or the other. Either someone holds her legs, someone pivots her and turns her to sit down.
Pivot.
Pivot. It just depends what boat you're talking about. And as far as sitting, we have been in boats where you've been able to stay in your wheelchair, correct?
Yes.
Yes. They have tied up her wheelchair so that she won't fly around when the boat's moving. But there's been other times when they haven't been able to do that. They will fold up her wheelchair and she will sit on a bench, and she doesn't have any balance, so someone has to sit there. Usually Hank's the guy. Hank's the balance guy. He will sit there and just hold her.
Yeah.
And just make sure she doesn't move.
No.
Yeah, right. That's it. Yeah. So that's how we get on the boat. Getting off the boat is the same thing. Again, we will lift her, and again, I can lift her, but put her on the side of the boat, and then someone will pull her up, or a couple people will pull her up and put her in her wheelchair. It's not an exact science. Again, you just kind of have to work with it and see what works for you, depending on
the person's ability.
The people that are helping them. It varies. It's not always pretty. Let me just tell you that right now. It's not always pretty, right? But is it worth it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's worth it. So yeah. So then we got her on the boat, and the first boat we're going to talk about is the boat with the
swim deck.
Swim deck. Oh my gosh, you guys are so smart. Okay, so when it comes time to snorkel, I will put her, we've talked about this on the Snorkeling Around the World video. I will put her floaties on. And then I will, before she gets in the water, I will put her full face mask on.
Yeah.
Okay, so she is all ready, per se. So then, depending on what type of boat, we will move her a little bit at a time to the end of the boat where the
Swim
deck.
Good job. Swim deck is.
Oh my God.
Okay, and then one or two people, depending on the person, depending on who you've got helping you, will sit her down. Of course, the boat is stopped. You don't want to do it when the boat's in motion because of the motor, because that would be crazy.
Yeah, no,
But we will sit her down on the swim deck and make sure everything is okay. She's got her floaties on. She's got her mask. We've got her noodles ready, because that's another important thing. If you watch the video, we have a noodle under her arms and under her feet. So they will have in with them the person that's in the water. You always need a person in the water to receive her, at least one. And then we will just kind of just let her down, scoot her down off the swim deck. And she has her floaties on in case of emergency. But sometimes before she even gets off the swim deck, you put the fanoodle under her arms. So when she enters the water, she is floating with the floaties and the noodle. Okay? And then she's in the water, she's floating, and then the person or another person puts one under her feet.
Yeah.
Okay, is that right? Did I get everything right? Okay.
For stability reasons, that's why.
Want to explain the picture of the boat?
Yes, the boat that we have shown you with the swim deck, there's two pictures that we have. One is one that we've been on before. They're not currently operating, so we don't want to use their name or anything, but it's a great example of a swim deck. And then we have another picture of another boat that we took when we were out in Kona, and they had a swim deck, but we weren't on that boat, but it was what you would need. Okay, the first picture is better though, because I don't know about you have to have a short distance between the boat and then the boat deck, because you want to, you're going to be scooting them down. Someone's going to be lifting you over to the swim deck. So you don't want to have a lot of area to lift a person up. Okay? So they're in the water. They're snorkeling. Everybody's happy. Is everybody happy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when it's time to get back on the boat, what you do is the person that is guiding Maddie in this case, will bring her up to the side of the boat. And there's usually 2 or 3 people there to help, because there'll be a person on the swim deck the person in the water that's helping her will take the noodles out. She'll still have her mask and your floaties in case something happens. And then the person in the water, or 1 or 2 people, will lift Maddie onto the swim deck. And it's right with the water, so it's not too much, because in the water you're kind of weightless. But the other person that's on the swim deck will also reach down and lift Maddie's under her arms, lift her onto the swim deck. So you've got 2 or 3 people that are, one's lifting, 1 or 2 are lifting from the water, 1 or 2, or depending on how much the person weighs and whatever else, lifting them onto the swim deck. Okay, and then from there, You've got to lift them back again onto the boat, the regular boat. And then you have to lift them onto the bench. Okay, so there's a lot of lifting, but
It's
you know,
worth it.
yeah, you've got people that pull you under your arms. They can lift your feet. It just depends on how much you need.
How much help you need?
Right, and she needs maximum help because she can bear weight,
I can, yes.
but for a short time, and so it's not great, but just with the
But we
the
make it
push,
work.
the push up of the people in the water, get you onto the swim deck with the help of the person on the swim deck pulling you up under your arms.
Yep.
Okay, and then we take off when she's on the swim deck, we take off her face mask and then just bring her back to the bench or to the seat where she's sitting. So that is the first one.
Yep.
Okay, the second type of boat is one that doesn't have a swim deck. And that is one that we had when we were in French Polynesia. And this is the first time that we've encountered it. Like I said in the snorkeling video, we hired extra people on our first day out because I'm not a strong swimmer. So we hired extra people, and they were able to get her over the side, and then they taught us something that we used in our second day of snorkeling, which I'll show you in a minute. But it's basically bringing Maddie up a ladder. So what we do on the boat with no swim deck is I would transfer Maddie over to a bench from her wheelchair, because you were in your wheelchair the second day in Morea.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this is what we learned, like I said, from the people in Papeete. I would transfer her over to the bench, and I would put her mask on. She already has her floaties on.
Yep.
And then we did it a way you'll see it wasn't real pretty, and none of this is pretty, let me tell you. Don't even look at my hair, because it's crazy.
Mom.
But no, not today. I mean, when I'm in the water, because it was windy. In the video, but it's crazy. But it's never really pretty, but it gets it done. So in this video, the person set her on the side of the boat, and then we had to move her legs around, which in hindsight was not great. I would have done it differently in that I would have picked her up again under her arms and had someone pick up her legs and put them over the side of the boat. So she is sitting on the edge of the boat, but her legs are hanging over and she's ready to go in the water. She's got her mask on, she's got her floaties, and there's a person in the water waiting for her. This is the guide that was going to take you to see the stingrays and the sharks. So we got her into the water slowly. Again, not pretty, but it's doable. And then on this boat, they didn't have regular noodles, so I had bought to take with us some inflatable noodles.
Oh, yeah.
So I had inflated them before. We were ready. We just gave them to the person. He held her up until we could get the noodles down there. Again, she had her floaties on. But I put them under her arms, under her feet, and she was ready to go. And she was good for the whole time. Now, when it came, that was right?
Yes.
Okay, we did okay. Got you into the water.
Yeah.
Again, I would have, and even before I have lifted her back, and so her feet are very rigid, or her legs are rigid. So her legs would go over and just kind of just scoot like we do. As when I go over, I don't go gracefully. I'm like, plop. Okay, here I am. But we got you down, it goes gracefully into the water, and
Yeah.
someone's there waiting for her. So when it's time to get back in the boat, this one is a little different. And again, we learned this when we were in Papeete. She will hold on to the person that's bringing her up.
I will hold on to their
Bridget.
shoulders.
Hold on to her shoulders and wrap, if she can. Again, Maddie's not very flexible, but she put her legs on Bridget's waist.
Yeah, that was difficult.
It was difficult, but you did it, right? Okay, so Bridget then just climbs up the stairs, and then another person is there waiting for them, and he, or the person, whoever it is, takes the person under the arms and brings them onto the boat. Again, putting them in a seat, making sure they're secure. Hank's back there waiting for her to catch her.
Yeah.
So they worked. I mean, they have worked a lot. We haven't used the French Polynesia ones, but they were pretty good.
Yeah.
When you don't have because not every boat is different. If you can, look for the swim deck, because that's the easiest way. But if not, then the ladder is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody want to add anything before we go on to the beach?
I think we're okay.
No? Did I forget anything?
I think we're good. What do you think?
Hank?
I think so.
Okay, we're good. We're going to move on. So, from the beach, that is more difficult. Actually, from the beach is more difficult than from a boat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because you have a beach wheelchair, and usually the lounger ones, they float. But I've never tried to get you out once we're in the water. I've never tried to get you out to go snorkeling. It's
too.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
too
not
bulky.
sure how it would work. So we've always used the upright ones with the big tires.
Yep.
And again, that takes three people, because Hank is in the back. He is holding on to the chair, and he will tilt it up. And then one person will take Maddie's arms on this side. One person will take under her arm on this side. And we will either carry her into the water, or sometimes she can walk just a little bit, but it's very
It's not pretty.
hard. It's not pretty. So we get her into the water enough so that she can sit in the water.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And she's not, when she gets on her belly, she's not gonna hit the floor.
Nope.
Hit the ocean floor.
Nope.
So we will sit her down, and then again, she always has her fanoodles on in case of a problem. Do I put your mask on before or after I get you out of the beach wheelchair? I think it's before.
I think it's before.
Before.
Yes.
In
before.
case, because she doesn't like the salt water in her face, which I don't either. So, so we will have her
before.
floaties on, her mask on, and then we will sit her down in the water. And then I will put the fanoodle under her arms, and then we'll kind of roll her so that she
gets used to the.
well, yeah, you don't like, 75 degree.
Get used
water.
to. I have to
ING, yes.
get used to the water first, and then I'm fine.
Yeah, unless she sees a turtle and then she's off. But so we kind of roll her over, and then she's good. Then we put another noodle under her feet, and then we just push her out to the water, and then she can snorkel. So, and again, she snorkels, and then when it comes time to come back, that is even less pretty. Bring her back, do the same thing, roll her over, sit her up, and now she's wet.
Yeah.
and you're wet, and
it's difficult.
we find the
But
best
it's-
people,
it's-
don't we?
Yes.
There's always people willing to help us to
Yep.
get her out of the water.
Yep.
When we were in the Great Barrier Reef, we were out there for hours.
Yeah, we were.
And remember, we came back and the tide had gone way
Oh,
out.
yes.
Way out. And Bridget and I are trying to pull Maddie back in, and it's getting
Deeper.
it's not getting deeper, it's getting
Or
shallower
shallower.
and shallower, and her butt's starting to hit the ocean floor. So we had a woman come along, and she said, "Oh, my husband will help you." I'm like, great. I think he brought his friend too. So the four of us carried Maddie. I mean, it was a long way. I mean, I couldn't believe how fast that tide went out. It was crazy. But always fine. In Hawaii, we've always found, wherever we've gone, there's always been people around that'll help us.
Yep, they'll help.
That'll get us, the beach wheelchair out, whatever we need. But there's always people that are willing to help.
Yep.
So we have something that we haven't tried.
But
And we're gonna do.
But we're gonna try it.
We're gonna try it in a few weeks. We're gonna go to Hawaii, but I'll show this to you. And I mean, it could be a game changer as far as leaving from the beach. I mean, from the shore. So this I found, it was developed by a flight attendant. And she did it for safety reasons, for getting people off a plane in an emergency. But you can also use it taking downstairs. You can use it for anything that you want to. It's just two people. There's four loops. Certainly more people can help. But it's just, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's amazing. We're going to try it in Hawaii, and we will do a video when we're back. But I think it'll be great to get, once Maddie is close enough to shore, that we get this under her, and it's like a parachute material, and lift her out of the water.
That'd be
It's going to
cool.
take 2 or 4 people.
Yeah.
I don't know, 2 people if you're good. Again, you got the tide too, so we're going to check it out.
Yeah.
But it should be wonderful if we can get her out of the water and then get her back into the beach wheelchair. And then she will be, just sitting, or when you're going to get into the ocean, put this, before you get into your beach wheelchair, put this down, and then people can, take at least 2, can lift you out of your beach wheelchair into the water, and then you're in the water. So
Yeah.
we are really hoping that this works. Again, we will let you know in several weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks before we're back. But we will record our shenanigans when we're trying this. But it's called ADAPTS. ADAPTS.org. You can check out their website. They have a YouTube video as well. It says instruction videos also found on the ADAPTS YouTube channel. So you can check it out. I think it costs about $165.
I don't.
But,
I
mean,
I
if
don't
it's a
know.
game changer, it is so worth it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because Maddie loves to get in the water from shore. It's just very difficult. Like I said, it's almost
Yeah.
easier to get her into the water from a boat, but we may have a new thing that
We'll
will
see.
be awesome.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, anything else anybody wants to put in? Did I cover everything?
I think
I think
so.
you did.
Yeah.
So, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Please like and subscribe, because it means a lot to us.
Yeah, it would mean a lot to us. It does mean a lot to us.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're trying to educate, trying to get everybody out there that can get out there, have a good time,
Yeah.
explore the world, see the fish, see the turtles.
Yep.
Hopefully not the sharks.
Don't.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
right.
discourage them by saying shark.
We haven't seen any sharks than the reef tip ones, and they were harmless.
True.
Okay, I'm Kathy.
And I'm Maddie.
And you are?
Hank.
Okay. And we will see you next time.
Bye.